next guest lost her doctor under Obamacare after recently being diagnosed with breast cancer. Her treatment is now at a virtual standstill, and she's here on Fox and Friends to tell the story nationally first. Joining us now to share her story is Josie Gracci.
Hi, Peter.
Good morning. Tell us, you had coverage, and you were all set to go to Memorial Sloan Kettering, one of the great cancer institutions in the world,
Yes.
to get your treatment for breast cancer. And then what happened?
Well, as of January 1st, my insurance plan rolled over into a new Obamacare plan that is part of the exchange, and my doctors are no longer available in my network.
All right, folks, that is a typical story, a horror story. And do you know that according to our friends at the Media Research Center, there's been only one story like that told by the major three networks all year long. One, involving a children's hospital in Seattle. Watch this.
So the surgeons I was dealing with are following her orders. I no longer have access to. I don't have access to the Sloan Kettering facility where I was supposed to get a biopsy done on January 3rd. That was delayed about 2 weeks. Basically, this is delaying all of my treatment and surgery. Most people that get breast cancer don't wait this long to have a surgery, but it's as if I never had insurance at all.
Thank you, Dr. Obama. She appreciates that. But Harry Reid, well, the guy who gave all that money to his granddaughter from his campaign funds, he tells us this is all a bunch of lies.
Despite all that good news, there's plenty of horror stories being told. All of them are untrue, but they're being told all over America.
All over America, these stories are being told, and they're untrue. They're untrue. More from Mr. Reid.
We heard about the evils of Obamacare, about the lives it's ruining, and Republican stump speeches and ads paid for by oil magnates, the Koch brothers. But in those tales, turned out to be just that, tales. Stories made up from whole cloth, lies.
They're lies. They're lies. They're all lies. This from the man who, when asked by CNN during the government shutdown, hey, Senator, the House is passing a bill, a piecemeal budget bill, to fund the National Institute of Health so that kids with cancer could keep getting treated during the shutdown. And they said, Senator, if it saves one child, why don't you bring it to a vote on the floor and pass it? He said, why should I? What do I care? I got people who were laid off because of the shutdown back in my home state, and they got their own problems. That's what he said. Why doesn't all of America know that? And then Harry Reid, you just heard him twice call this all lies. All lies. Every one of them lies. Yesterday, he went to the floor of the Senate and said this.
Mr. President, the junior senator from Wyoming has come to the floor several times recently, talking about the fact that examples that he and other Republicans have given dealing with Obamacare, examples that they think are bad, I've called lies. Mr. President, that is simply untrue. I have never come to the floor, to my recollection, and never said a word about any of the examples that Republicans have given regarding Obamacare and how it's not very good.
You got to laugh, right? Or you bang your head against the wall, or jump out the window. What he's saying is, don't believe what your own eyes, don't believe your own ears. I didn't say it. He says, I don't recall. Well, I don't know what's wrong with your mind, Senator Reid, but maybe if you're watching, it'll jog your memory just a little bit. Piece of work, Harry Reid. And the sooner the Republicans start putting these together in sound bites and running them as ads, the better off the country will be. Certainly all of us on the Steve Malzberg Show on Newsmax Television.
The Steve Malzberg Show.